It's time for This Week in Research Papers. That's right, welcome to TWIRP. And now here's your resident TWIRP, the StudyFinds guy, Geoff Allen.
Why wasn't I at the meeting where we came up with the name TWIRP? Okay. Well, this week we have several pet stories and amazing things you didn't know about the once revered godlike chicken from the Iron Age. Your dog is even smarter than you think, and why your cat is a junkie. But we're going to delve into the world of couch potatoes first. Anywho, let's get started with this week's top StudyFinds gems of knowledge. Sitting 6 to 8 hours a day is linked to increased risk of early death. Great. As I sit here thinking about this, the headline scares me a bit. The couch is undeniably comfortable, but researchers from Simon Fraser University suggest spending too much time sitting down may just land couch potatoes in an early grave. Well, gosh, let's be subtle about it. After surveying over 100,000 people living in 21 different countries, researchers report that people who spend 6 to 8 hours per day sitting down had a 12 to 13% increased risk of both early death and heart disease. Way to make a guy feel better. I mean, I'm not sitting on the couch, but I do sit here a lot. Okay. An individual sitting for more than 8 hours a day had 20% higher risk. Crap. Study authors tracked these individuals for an average of 11 years. Along the way, the team found a clear connection between excessive time spent sitting and heart disease and mortality risk. Study co-author and Simon Fraser University health science professor Scott Lear said, quote, "The overarching message here is to minimize how much you shit." Oh, sit. I see. Okay, because I was going to say that had nothing to do with the study. Okay. If you must sit, getting in more exercise during other times of the day will offset that risk. Because I have all kinds of extra time. Okay. Researchers stress the importance of staying active and avoiding physical stagnation. It may be a simple answer, but it offers enormous benefits. Okay, I get the point. Thanks, Mom. Parenting style may determine if children become conservative or liberal. Okay, I'm going to try not to get myself in trouble here, but according to research, being a helicopter parent or free-range explorer parent may determine the direction of America's political future. Okay. The study finds a person's parenting style can influence whether their child grows up to become a conservative or a liberal. I'm just going to say that there were 4 of us kids that had the same parents. We have all ideologies represented well in the family, so we'll see what this study says. A team from Carnegie Mellon University. Ooh, melon. I'm hungry. A team from Carnegie Mellon University found that the 2 main philosophies for raising children lead to very different outcomes, which can even predict that child's voting habits and feelings regarding education, elder care, and medicine. Overall, the team found that helicopter parenting, or being a disciplinarian, leads to children leaning more conservative in the future. I always thought helicopter parents were the ones who went to school and fought all their kids' battles and all that kind of stuff, but that's just me. Meanwhile, free-range explorer parenting, or being a nurturing mom or dad, leads to children growing up to be more liberal. During this study, Oppenheimer and his colleague Christian Linke focused on the concept of helicopter parenting, which they describe as a parent who takes an overprotective or excessive interest in the life of their child or children. Okay, yeah, it's kind of the same thing I thought. On the other hand, free-range parenting is generally the opposite extreme in terms of parenting styles. Okay. I'm on the fence on this one. I always react to these as you would reading them for the first time, and I try to have the same questions you would have. I have a feeling that the jury is still out on this one, but I don't know any family in my circle that have the same thoughts on politics, whether it's Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, etc. Okay, speaking of politicians, we're going to talk here soon about something else that can suck the life out of you, ticks. Stay tuned for that. A daily glass of beer could make your gut healthier. Now, here's a study I can get behind. Researchers at Nova University in Lisbon report that beer boosts healthy bacteria that fend off diseases and infections. And some say good judgment. The benefit comes from polyphenols, plant compounds found in hops, barley, and yeast. And for those of you who don't drink, there's still good news. Even non-alcoholic beer appears to have the same benefits. Isn't that just like nipples on a man? Just why? Where was I? Oh, it's worth noting that the double-blind study, double-blind, been there after a beer or five. The double-blind study wasn't conducted with a large, diverse sample size. There were just 19 participants, and all were men between the ages of 23 and 58. So this was really a kegger, wasn't it? I kid. The main takeaway is that those who drank either one alcoholic or non-alcoholic beer daily were shown to have a more diverse microbiome. The men, all in good health prior to the study, consumed their beer with dinner each night for 4 weeks. At the beginning and end of the study period, researchers took blood and stool samples from the participants. Ha! Who got that job? They found notable improvements in intestinal health in those who consumed both alcoholic and non-alcoholic beer. Why do cats love catnip? It may be for its insect repellent effect, say scientists. So, is that like getting one of those girly magazines for the articles? Can't use that excuse online anymore. Anyone who has ever seen a cat aggressively rub against or roll on and lick and chew catnip knows that there's something distinctly intoxicating about the plant and its Asian counterpart, silvervine. Scientists at University. I waited all day. Oh, see what I did there. Scientists discovered that when a cat damages catnip, it releases strong insect repellents. Putting intoxication aside for a moment, why would you do that? I kid. Researchers believe felines may have evolved to like catnip as a way to protect themselves from pests. Yeah, and I like beer because it helps my gut microbiome. Oh, see, that's what we call a callback in comedy to the previous story. The leaves of both catnip and silvervine contain nepetalactol and nepetalactone compounds, which are iridoids that serve to protect plants from pests and insects. Yeah, I'm sure you're going to remember those compounds. Is coffee safe to drink while pregnant? Genetic studies find no harmful effects. Okay, wait. Don't make any changes unless you talk to your doc. I'm not a doc. I don't want to get sued. Now, what's we got here? Researchers from the University of Queensland found that consuming coffee in moderation does not increase the risk of miscarriage, stillbirth, or premature births. Okay, I'm not sure I know anyone who drinks coffee just in moderation, but I digress. Check with your doctor. Study authors used a technique called Mendelian randomization, which used 8 genetic variants that predict a pregnant woman's coffee drinking behavior. From there, they compared these variants to the group's pregnancy outcomes. They did this because they can't really ask a pregnant woman to risk their kiddo for a study. So they basically checked with moms after the fact who may have drank coffee. A lot of people ask me if my mom had lead paint when she was carrying me. I'm not sure what they're getting at there. Results reveal that women who drank coffee during their pregnancies are at no greater risk for complications than women who don't consume coffee. But talk to your doctor. The team notes that their genetic analysis only examined certain pregnancy risks. They caution that too much coffee consumption could still affect other pregnancy factors like fetal development in the womb. For that reason, study authors continue to recommend pregnant women keep their coffee drinking at a low to moderate level for those 9 months. See, they don't want to get sued either. Okay, we're going to talk about the ticks, those things that get stuck in your hair. But speaking of hair, I also have a story coming up that proves Chris Rock may be a bit safer in the near future. But for now, 1 in 7 people had Lyme disease and didn't know it, according to a study. Well, get me some salt and tequila and we'll... What? Oh, this is the one. Oh, okay. I thought we had extra limes. Where was I? The summer season is also tick season in many parts of the world, and a new report finds many people may have contracted tick-borne Lyme disease without even realizing it. Oh, that's way different than Margaritaville. Researchers estimate that over 14% of the world's population had a case of Lyme disease due to contact with a tick. I have a case of tequila now with no limes. But I know Lyme disease can be serious with the warm summer months ahead between May and August here in the Northern Hemisphere. bringing a resurgence of disease-carrying ticks. Study authors are sounding the alarm to prevent more infections. If a tick with Lyme disease bites you, redness and swelling in the shape of a bullseye could form around the bite. That means you are probably infected. If left untreated, the infection can spread to surrounding tissues and organs, impairing the nervous system, joints, heart, and skin. So be very careful. And nobody wants that. Trust me, a margarita is way better. An alopecia breakthrough? The FDA approves the first pill to treat the hair loss disorder. If only we would have had this sooner, the Oscars would have just been another low-rated awards TV show. Seriously, though, there may be some good news around the corner. For the first time, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has approved a pill which can treat adults dealing with the hair loss disorder, alopecia areata. The FDA says Olumiant, or baricitinib, is the first drug to offer systemic treatment for the condition, meaning it treats the entire body instead of just one area. The condition, which most people just call alopecia, is actually an autoimmune disorder. In this case, the body attacks its own hair follicles, causing the hair to fall out. Generally, this happens in clumps, leaving patients with large patches of missing hair. Actress Jada Pinkett Smith has become one of the most well-known people dealing with alopecia in recent years. The new treatment, Olumiant, is a Janus kinase or JAK inhibitor. This class of drug blocks the activity of one or multiple enzymes in a specific family, preventing them from causing inflammation. Interestingly, the FDA already approved Olumiant for use in 2018 as a treatment for rheumatoid arthritis, and more recently, doctors have been using the drug as a treatment for COVID-19 in certain hospitalized adults. According to results, 1 in 3 patients saw their hair grow back. Chat with your doc for more info, and you'll notice I didn't put too many jokes in this one. I do not want to get slapped. Who wants to be a billionaire, and who says not me? All right, let's take a stroll down memory lane with this one, and we'll look back to when I was a wee lad just 4 days ago. Most people don't want to be billionaires. Okay. This one probably depends on how you ask the question, but let's see what's in the report at StudyFinds. Researchers from Bath, the university, not the tub, have found that few people around the world actually want to become billionaires. I mean, if you ask me, do I need $1 billion to survive? No, $1 million would be fine. But would I turn down the $1 billion? Probably not. The team says there's been a long-standing economic principle which states that unlimited wants are the motivating force for everyone on the planet. They say this keeps the world population running on a consumerist treadmill as they struggle to build more and more wealth for themselves and their families. The team surveyed nearly 8,000 people in 33 countries on 6 continents. Specifically, study authors wanted to know what people thought they needed to achieve their absolutely ideal life. Okay, so needed as opposed to want. Yeah, I'll take it. In 86% of the countries, the majority of respondents said they could live their best life with less than $10 million. In some countries, respondents said they could achieve this with less than $1 million. See, there you go. Still a lot of money. I don't feel nearly as bad for feeling as selfish as I did when I said that. Inside Fido's mind, here's how dogs remember their favorite toys. I know pet owners probably wonder what's going on inside their dog or cat's mind all the time. I do kind of wonder about those folks who treat their pets like people, but hey, pets bring joy to our lives, and dogs at least are always happy to see you. Cats just want to tear your throat out, but are just too small to do it. I kid. I love all animals. Cows taste especially good. Well, a new study is helping to answer that question, revealing how man's best friend perceives and imagines their favorite toys. A team with the Family Dog Project at Utrecht University has discovered that dogs have a multimodal mental image of the objects they're most familiar with at home. It means dogs can imagine their favorite balls, bones, and squeak toys, different sensory features that go along with the thing they like the most. Basically, a dog's brain can remember the way that toy looks and even smells before their owner brings it into the room. Previous studies by this same group have revealed that certain dogs are smarter than the average pup. These gifted dogs have the ability to learn names of both people and objects and remember them. Some can even learn up to 215 words. I will say that it didn't matter which dog it was. They all did about the same in this study. The team trained dogs to fetch a toy that would earn them a treat afterwards. During the exercise, trainers gave the dogs treats and praised them if they chose the correct toy from a pile, including for distracting toys. Aha! Researchers also studied how each dog searched for the correct toy with the lights on and off. That poor Poochie ran into the bed frame. Did you see that? Poor guy. I shouldn't laugh. My little dog's 16 now, and she can't really see, and she navigates by gently bumping into things as she goes. There she is now. Results show that every dog in the experiment could successfully pick the right toy, although it took a little longer in the dark. Doesn't everything? Our ancestors would be horrified to learn chickens are now food. Study reveals. Chicken mornay or barbecue wings would have our ancestors turning in their graves. Well, that's just too damn bad. I love me some barbecue chicken. Oh, there's more? Oh, okay. Well, let's see what the study finds. I said the name of the website. Cool. A team from the University of Exeter has discovered that Iron Age Europeans actually revered the humble bird almost as a deity rather than a delicacy. They describe it as a humble bird, but I don't know. They're pretty loud and obnoxious. I'm not sure I would say they're humble. By the way, this was going around when I was a kid. Most say it's a myth that Benjamin Franklin wanted the turkey to be our national bird instead of the eagle. Wouldn't that have sucked? All that good meat going to waste just so we could put it on the back of our money. Oh, well. Researchers found men were buried with cockerels. That's a rooster, I guess. And when they died, and women were laid to rest with hens. Just don't want to. Referring to women and hens in the same sentence can get you in a lot of trouble these days. The international team, maybe my voice is changing, maybe rewriting history of the world's most popular meat, finding the chicken's legacy is much more complicated than previously believed. I have to chuckle about some of this stuff because I could see me doing this today. I imagine people back then say, hey, let's bury them with all this stuff. And someone finds this 200 years from now, they're going to think we were nuts. So how did the chicken go from pet to meal? I think the easy answer is because they taste good. During the Iron Age, researchers found people buried unbutchered chickens, either alone or with humans. Eventually, the Roman Empire helped to popularize chickens and eggs as food. That's the Italians for you right there. Good food. I'm Italian, I can say that. In Britain, chickens were not regularly consumed until the 3rd century AD, mostly in urban and military sites. All right, there you have it. That information now occupies a space in your brain forever, and I'm happy that I was able to contribute to that. This has been
This Week in Research Papers.
You can check out more info on this and other studies by clicking in the link in the description below and head over to StudyFinds.com.